Hitchens, do you think we hit that iceberg?
Aye, Officer Murdoch.
Dear me. I hope that doesn't turn out to be a problem.
First Officer Murdoch, what just happened?
Evening, Captain. It's unfortunate, but it seems we have struck an iceberg.
Captain Smith, I have just been informed that the mailroom is taking on water.
Thank you for telling me, Fourth Officer Boxhall. I will check that out. While I'm gone, First Officer Murdoch, can you have Mr. Andrews fetched for me so he can do an examination of the ship? And Officer Boxhall, please wake up the other officers and have them meet back here.
Shall we also alert Mr. Ismay?
No, Mr. Ismay may be the chairman of the White Star Line, but he's a passenger, and the last thing we need tonight are his management skills. That reminds me, let's keep information on a need-to-know basis. Understood?
Understood, Captain.
Understood, Captain.
Whoa, just jumping into it, huh, Sleepy Joe? I didn't even get a chance to decide what I'm going to eat next. It's getting pretty late, so I'm thinking Taco Bell. Any thoughts?
I'm just happy that you finally closed the fridge.
That's 2 votes for Taco Bell. Joe, are you going to veto?
Nah, Taco Bell is good for me. You going to DoorDash or order from the app?
I'm ordering from the app, obviously. That way I get points. I'm really close to getting a fire tier reward.
In that case, I want a cravings box. Let me do a cheesy gordita crunch, a soft taco, chips and cheese, and a large Baja Blast with no ice.
That's a pretty good order, not going to lie. Barack, what do you want?
Well, unlike you, I ate sensibly at dinner and I had barely any Dominoes. So I guess it wouldn't kill me to have a midnight snack. I think I'll get a chicken enchilada burrito with no sour cream and black beans instead of chicken.
What the fuck? You're getting a chicken enchilada burrito without chicken? Is that even legal?
I mean, you can do pretty much whatever in the Taco Bell app. That's assuming your payment goes through, of course.
I know, but like chicken is in the name. Whatever, I guess. Personally, I'm going to get my go-to order. The meal for 4 and a large Diet Pepsi.
Do you really feel no shame in ordering something that's literally advertised as being for 4 people?
Barack, it's just a suggestion. Taco Bell doesn't fucking care. And there we go. The order is in, boys.
Should I keep going with the story?
Yeah, but you're not going to do a recap this time, Joe?
Oh, I almost forgot. The year was 1912, and I found myself in Queenstown, Ireland.
Hey, Joe, hold up for 1 second.
What's up?
I was wondering if I could, if you don't mind, could I perhaps do the recap this time, since Donald did it last time and all?
Now, why would Barack the skeptic want to do the recap for a story he doesn't even believe is true?
Shut up, Donald. I may not believe it's true, but I would be lying if I said I hadn't developed an affinity for the major players. Onyango's backstory was heartwarming, and I must say that Frederick is becoming a true friend to him. Then there's the love story between Reginald Todford III and Lila. Sure, I wish my grandfather had gotten to stick it in, but I got to give some props to Reg. That boy's got some riz. Even Captain Smith and First Officer Murdoch are setting up shop in my heart, and knowing the destiny those 2 men face is painful already.
Wait, how do you know what happens?
Donald, they're historical figures. And they're both characters in Maury Yeston's Titanic the musical, which we saw the pro shot of when it was out in theaters. You sang Lady's Maid for like 2 weeks straight after. I know you know this.
Fine, I do, but I don't want to accept their fates. And knowing Joe's stories, it's highly possible they'll both end up surviving and going on to live in Kyoto together as male geishas.
He's right, Barack. I could see that happening.
Okay then, so can I do the recap?
Knock yourself out, buddy.
Sweet. So it all began in 1912. Joe was in Queenstown, Ireland, while on the run from the law, the detail that's probably most believable about this story. After a chance encounter with American millionaire Reginald Todford III, and learning a policeman was hot on his trail, Joe decided his best course of action was to board the Titanic. Also, on the ship were my and Donald's grandfathers, who quickly became bras set on getting my grandfather tucked in a white woman. In the days that followed, Joe managed to escape the policeman at every turn. Meanwhile, my grandfather got stood up by a woman who was helping the policeman hunt Joe. It's all good, though, because I'm pretty sure she just took Reginald's virginity, and that boy deserved it. Right now, we find ourselves moments after the Titanic struck the fateful iceberg, and our heroes are scattered across the colossal ship, still unaware of what is going to happen.
Onyango, you're the boat guy here. What was that?
Honestly, I can't say. Maybe we dropped a propeller blade.
Can you explain that in English? Is it bad?
Well, it isn't good, but the most that it really means is we have a rough ride ahead of us. Man, tonight is just not my night, is it?
That's a relief. I was worried that we might have hit an iceberg like in the song. That would have been wildly coincidental. Oh, hey, Joey, what's up?
Evening, 4th Officer Boxhall.
Evening. 7th Officer Donaldson. The captain has ordered all officers to meet on the bridge. Onyango, I guess you have the night off. But unfortunately, I'd suggest you get to the engine room as soon as you can. We're in for a long night, gentlemen.
What? Why? Because of the dropped propeller blade?
That wasn't a propeller blade.
Sounding kind of ominous there, Joey, so what was it?
I probably shouldn't be saying this in front of non-officers. The captain told me to keep it quiet, but I trust you, Onyango, so I'll tell you that Titanic has struck an iceberg.
Really?
Jesus Christ, I think I may be a psychic. God, what a terrible burden to have to bear. I'll make sure to always use my power for good, unless, of course, someone really annoys me, and I have to get even with them.
I didn't follow any of that, but you don't have the time to explain it, so let's just get to work, gentlemen.
Wait, Officer Boxhall, just answer me one question. How bad is it? The damage, I mean.
Hard to say. We're taking on some water, but the ship at least appears to be seaworthy. We'll know more when Mr. Andrews finishes his examination.
Hey, anyone, there's a leak in here. You've got to let us out.
Joe, you've been yelling for 10 minutes. I don't think there's anyone there.
Don't be so negative, friend Kim. I for one think we should all yell together like best friends.
Thanks for the support, first Chinese man. But I think second Chinese man is right. It's pointless. This is where we're destined to die. Who could have guessed that Joe Biden would finally meet his maker by the hand of something as lame as water?
Maybe some guy who's really obsessed with water, I don't know. I'm more focused on how I'm gonna miss the opening of Fenway Park.
You can't think that way, friends. Friend Joe, you're going to live to have exciting adventures for the next 200 million years, and friend Kim is going to get back to Korea to see his son.
Oh yeah, the thought of my son didn't even cross my mind. I guess I'll miss him too.
What are all these lunatics doing? We hit an iceberg, and they decide to play around like we're in a fucking Charles Dickens novella. Whatever, it's fine. I can use this to my advantage. A damaged ship means a longer voyage, more time to find Joe Biden.
Good evening, Mr. Robertson. You've decided to join in the fun?
What? Oh, it's you. The woman without the butthole. No, there's nothing in this world that I would remotely call fun. Except maybe the look of true fear in an evildoer's eyes.
Can't drop the acting shtick, can you? Say, where is that firecracker of a wife of yours?
I'm assuming you're referring to Lila. She's not my wife, and she's not anything else to me anymore either. We've gone our separate ways.
That's sad to hear.
Why?
Well, it seemed like the two of you were quite the pair, bringing out the best in each other. Like at dinner the other night when she kept apologizing to waiters after you punched them, and you showed her how to remove a splinter with your bare teeth.
Tweezers are a scam. I don't care what anyone says.
So, do you miss her?
Why would I miss her? She meant absolutely nothing to me. Just another pawn on my field.
Come on, Mr. Robertson, I may be dumb, but even I don't buy that. It was clear you cared about her.
Think what you want, woman. Now leave me be. I have a criminal to catch.
Fine. Good night, Mr. Robertson.
Actually, wait 1 second, butthole woman.
Yes, Mr. Robertson?
What do you get from it? Caring about someone, I mean. What do you get?
You get nothing less than the most human experience there is. Caring about someone is valuing them, oftentimes more than yourself. And that's a thing that only man can do, not dog, rat, cat, or fish.
Huh, I never thought about it that way.
Woof! I'm smelling rank. I'm gonna have to throw out this tuxedo after tonight.
My goodness, this isn't good. This isn't good at all.
Whoa, watch where you're going there, Mr. Andrews. You almost plowed right into me, haha. No worries, though.
Oh, Onyango, I'm sorry.
You down here checking on the damage from the crash? I know it's supposed to be hush-hush, so don't worry. I haven't told anyone.
Yes, I am, in fact. And I have to go meet with the captain right away. Please excuse me.
Okay. Don't let me hold you up, Mr. Andrews. See you around.
No, actually, I don't think you will.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, Onyango. You're such a hard worker. All of you boys down here are. You don't deserve this, and I'm so sorry. This whole thing is my fault. I wish I could fix it, but I can't, and I'm just so sorry.
Mr. Andrews, what are you trying to say?
Good luck, Onyango. May God watch over you.
Oh, fuck me, we're all going to die, aren't we? I have to find Trump.
Wow, that was fun. So I guess that's what my father has been secretly doing with his secretary all these years. I just wonder where they put their thingies on account of them both being men.
I could explain it to you, but I don't think we have the time.
Why not?
Didn't you feel that jolt earlier? I think something may be wrong with the ship.
Oh. No, I'm pretty sure that was just from me slamming my head into the wall when you flipped me over and... Well, I'm not sure how to put it into words.
You think?
Infrequently and with great strain, yes.
You're probably right. My nerves are just a bit rattled because of the past few days. I can't believe I'm on the Titanic, having just boffed a millionaire. Only a few days ago, I was a waitress at a hole in the wall. Now I have no idea what the future holds.
It holds all the luxury and adventure you could possibly imagine.
I doubt it. I'm sure the second we get to New York, I'll be on the first ship back, having to beg my boss not to fire me.
Not if you marry me, Lila.
Marry you? You're taking the piss.
No, I'm not. Didn't I say before that we were destined to be together?
Yes, something like that, but that was all talk to get me here. I know how men are.
Well, as my father always said, I'm no man.
Jesus, Reginald, you're being serious, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Well, what do I say? I mean, oh gosh, we met each other this afternoon. This is all so ridiculous.
Say yes.
Oh, fuck me. I guess it's not like I have any better prospects waiting for me in Queenstown.
So you'll marry me? You really will?
Yes, Reginald, I'll marry you.
As you can see here, the iceberg managed to rip a large gash in the hull, possibly longer than 300 feet.
How did an iceberg manage to break through both layers?
It didn't have to, Captain. It was above the keel where the hull is only one layer. Then the ship started to flood immediately, far faster than we could possibly pump it out. Captain, 5 of Titanic's compartments are flooding, and there's no way to stop it.
No way to stop it?
Titanic can stay afloat with 4 compartments flooded. I am very proud of that fact, but since it's more than that, Titanic is going to keep filling with water. Water from compartment 5 will eventually reach the height of the bulkhead and flow into compartment 6. 6 will flow into 7. 7 will flow into 8 and so on.
Mr. Andrews, are you saying that Titanic is going to sink?
Yes, Captain. In an hour, maybe 2, this entire ship shall be on the bottom of the sea.
But that can't be. Titanic is nearly unsinkable.
The key word there is nearly, Captain.
We need to start launching lifeboats immediately.
Captain, I would like to remind you that Titanic only has 20 lifeboats. If filled to the brim, they'll hold around 1,200 passengers. Tell me, how many people are currently aboard?
A little over 2,200.
Then what shall we do for the other 1,000?
All we can. Once we've begun launching the lifeboats, I'll have a distress signal sent. There have to be other ships nearby.
Let's hope so, Captain.
That's probably the Taco Bell. Let's take a $5, Joe.
I can't believe that Taco Bell is interrupting one of the most significant parts of this story.
I've always found this conversation to just be obligatory exposition personally.
How can you say that? Other than striking the iceberg or the ship going under, the conversation between Captain Smith and Thomas Andrews when Andrews reveals the ship is doomed is incredibly powerful. Captain Smith, the greatest ocean liner captain in the world, is faced with the harsh reality of impending disaster. How can that not move you?
I don't know. It's kind of just two dudes talking. I mean, I was trapped in a room that was slowly filling with water at the time. As far as I'm concerned, that was much more exciting.
Yeah, bring it in here. Everyone will be so happy to see you.
Hello, my boys. What is up with you?
Haresh, what are you doing here?
Just doing some late night deliveries for Taco Bell is all. Now who got the chicken enchilada burrito without chicken?
That was me, but what you said didn't answer my question. We saw you on the news earlier. Weren't you just named the new CEO of X?
That is correct, friend Barack. I get a special parking spot not too far from the entrance and everything.
Okay, so why are you delivering Taco Bell then? I think the CEO of X has more important things than...
Barack, will you stop grilling poor Haresh? Haresh, I'm sorry for Barack. I, for one, am just happy you're here.
Happy to be here, friend Donald. So what are you boys up to tonight?
I'm telling them the story of my time aboard the Titanic.
Oh, the Titanic. I remember it well.
Haresh, you're saying that you were actually aboard the Titanic? And Joe was too?
You know it, friend Barack.
Ha, I told you the story was true, Barack.
Now wait, just because Joe was on the Titanic doesn't mean that what he is telling us is accurate. Haresh, would you mind maybe picking up for a bit? Hopefully you'll clear up some of Joe's embellishments.
For sure, friend Barack. So where were we, boys?
I just told them the part where Captain Smith learns the ship is going to sink.
A classic scene. Let me see, at that time, Joe, Kim Bo-Hyon, and I were together in the ship's prison.
In this troubling moment, let me just say that you two are my greatest friends in this world, and I know we shall survive this to have many great friend adventures.
I agree with you there, friend Bo-Hyon. Nothing in this world is more powerful than the bonds of friendship. I truly believe that even were this room to be entirely filled with water, that our friendship would allow us to breathe.
You know what, Haresh? Never mind, actually.
Is something wrong, friend Barack?
No, definitely not. I just figured Joe has been telling us the story this whole time, so we might as well stick with him.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, Barack.
The friendship between the two of you is truly heartwarming. And it's perhaps for the best since I must be going.
What? You're not going to stay and listen to the story, Haresh?
Sorry, but I have many more Taco Bell orders to deliver. Then I have to prepare to give testimony in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee tomorrow.
My boy Dick Durbin is the chair of that. Call him a little bitch for me. He'll know what I mean.
Will do. All right, good night, friends.
God, why aren't he and I ever single at the same time?
So are you going to get back to the story, Joe?
Sure, why not?
Oh, damn, it looks like I'm a little late to the party. What's up, Harold? How's it going, Jimmy?
Not bad. And yourself, Big D?
You know, could be better, but I'm managing all things considered.
Evening, gentlemen. Could I have your attention? About 20 minutes ago, we struck an iceberg, and I regret to inform you that the damage to the boat is serious.
How serious, Captain?
I won't mince words with you because we don't have the time. Titanic will not live to see another day.
That's impossible, Captain. I was in charge of the bridge at the time of the collision. It was barely a scratch.
Mr. Andrews conducted a thorough examination, and he's convinced the ship is going under.
But Titanic is unsinkable.
Nearly unsinkable. Now, we don't have time to discuss this anymore. If we hope to save even half the souls aboard tonight, we need to get moving immediately. Chief Officer Wilde, you shall work on lowering and loading the lifeboats on the starboard side. Second Officer Lightoller and Seventh Officer Donaldson will assist you. First Officer Murdoch, you shall do the same on the port side, assisted by Sixth Officer Moody. Third Officer Pittman, Fourth Officer Boxhall, and Fifth Officer Lowe shall go with you. I want the three of them each put in charge of a lifeboat.
Yes, Captain.
Per our code of conduct as Englishmen, women and children go in the lifeboats first, and in order to prevent as much panic as possible, keep the knowledge of the ship's inevitable demise close to the vest. I feel it is my responsibility to dispense some wisdom at a time like this, but I find that words fail me. You are all sailors, and officers at that. Go and do your duty. Donaldson, why are you still here? I gave you an order.
Captain, are we really going to sink?
I'm afraid so.
But we'll all be okay, right? Everyone will live?
It is doubtful.
God damn it. What about Onyango? He'll at least make it through, right?
No, I fear that none of the engineers aboard this ship will live.
Jesus fucking Christ. But he's got his whole life ahead of him. He has to get back to his village and show that smug prick Akello who he truly is. Or maybe he can go to America and make his fortune, but he's got to live. He's just a kid.
So are the cabin boys. I don't think there's a single one of them above 15, and I don't believe any of them will survive either.
Fuck. How can you stand there and say this shit? You're okay with just using people and letting them die. I mean, Onyango isn't even a listed crewman. So what's going to happen? He's going to drown, and not a single person will ever know his name or that he mattered.
Seventh Officer Donaldson, I care for all the souls aboard my ship, but I am not a god.
Of course you aren't, but you sure like acting like one when it means you get to eat fancy dinners and hobnob with tycoons. You know what? I fucking quit. I have to go and find Onyango, so if you'll excuse me.
You can't exactly quit a job you never had, Mr. Trump. But that doesn't mean you aren't right.
Sir, I have to ask you to return below deck for the time being. We're trying to prepare the lifeboats, and you're getting in the way.
Preparing the lifeboats? Not on my watch. Joe Biden could use one to escape. You're in league with him, aren't you?
Sir, please go below deck and get a lifebelt on. We will give passengers more information very soon.
Out of my way. I have to save my best friend.
7th Officer Donaldson, what are you doing? Go help the Chief Officer uncover lifeboats.
Shut the fuck up, Lightoller. I don't work for the White Star Line anymore. I can do whatever I want.
It's you. You're the man who gave me Joe Biden's room number. Did you warn him ahead of time? Is that how he escaped? Answer me.
Out of my way, you fucking weirdo. I don't give two shits about you or Joe Biden. All I care about is making sure my friend survives the sinking.
Sinking? The ship is going to sink?
Donaldson, the captain ordered us to keep that information quiet.
Oh my fucking God, Lightoller, why are you still here? Just go away. Finally, I don't know why, but that guy just pisses me off. Now, if you'll excuse me.
You're not going anywhere until you tell me where Joe Biden is.
What's wrong with you? Let me go.
Give me the information.
Fuck, dude, I don't fucking know. The ship is sinking and all you can think about is a guy. Granted, all I can think about is a guy, but it's an entirely platonic way, I assure you.
Nice try, but you're not leaving my side until I get what I want. Now let's go.
Everybody up. Put life belts on.
Huh. I wonder what the problem is.
I think I know. Oh God, the sound earlier wasn't just from you banging your head as I fingered your asshole. Something must be wrong with the ship.
Don't worry, Lila. Even if that is the case, and by that I mean my vast wealth, will keep you safe.
Thank you, Reginald. That's a bit of comfort. Now let's do what they said and get our life belts on.
What did the Carpathia say?
They're 58 nautical miles away. It's going to take them at least a few hours to get here.
Captain said we might only have an hour. There has to be a closer ship.
I'm trying to find one, Jack.
Well, try harder.
Shut up! I'm not the one who ignored that message from the Californian earlier. What if it was an iceberg warning? It could have saved us.
It wouldn't matter. We sent a dozen iceberg warnings up there. They ignored every single one, like the Californian could make a difference.
Like the Californian could make a difference. You just gave me an idea.
What?
The Californian blasted out your eardrums earlier, didn't it? That means it was nearby, so it may still be nearby.
You're right. Well, it's worth giving a try.
Trump, where are you? It's me, Onyango.
Onyango, why aren't you in the engine room? We need as many of you boys down there as we can get.
Oh, 2nd Officer Lightoller, do you know where 7th Officer Donaldson is?
No idea. He up and quit in the middle of a tragedy. Talk about a coward.
So you saw him? Do you know where he might have gone?
Can't say. When I left him, he was talking to some crazy passenger.
Crazy how?
He seemed hell-bent on finding a man named Joe Biden. Thought I might be in league with him or something.
Joe Biden? I know that name.
Yeah, of course you do. He's the man First Officer Murdoch found jerking it in the Turkish bath. He's currently locked up in the prison along with a couple of Orientals.
The prison, huh? Well, it's not much to go on, but it's my only lead. I sure hope you're there, Frederick.
You're a lunatic, you know that?
Shut up and keep walking.
What is your obsession with this Joe Biden guy anyway?
That's on a need-to-know basis.
Whatever, don't tell me. You're clearly an asshole after all. That's probably why that woman ditched you. She ditched you, right? I mean, she's not here right now. That seems to say everything.
You don't know shit about her, so just shut the fuck up.
Wow, I seem to strike a nerve.
Stop it with this pointless chatter. Now, if you were Joe Biden, where would you be?
I get the impression that you think that question is more than just straight insanity.
Let me word it another way. If you were to hide somewhere on the ship, where would you go?
That's a good question. There are normally either passengers or crew pretty much everywhere, except apparently in the Turkish bath. Some guy managed to jerk off in there like 11 times. I wonder if anyone caught him. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Other than that, I don't know.
Please, we're drowning.
Wait, did you hear that?
What? Oh, maybe just barely.
What's below us?
I mean, I'm not obsessed with the layout of this ship like some loser, but if I had to guess, it's probably the prison.
The prison. That's the perfect spot to hide. Or it would have been if it hadn't been for me. Let's go.
You're joking, right? The level below is probably close to flooded.
That just means we haven't a moment to lose.
I don't wish to worry you, my friends, but I'm starting to think we may be in some danger.
I'd have to agree with you, Haresh.
You know, after so many thousands, nay millions of years, I have developed perhaps the smallest curiosity about the nature of death. If there's any silver lining in this, it's that I shall most likely soon satisfy that curiosity.
Wait, what?
There I was, knocking on death's door. 2 parties were on their way to me, but would they reach me before the Grim Reaper claimed his cherished prize? And even if they did, would that fate be any more preferable?
Wow, I'm on the edge of my seat. I wonder if Joe survives.
I'm pretty sure Joe's going to survive.
What makes you think that?
Let's just call it a hunch.
Well, I guess we'll see.